There are moments when a man looks upon the world and realizes that everything he has pursued, wealth, pleasure, recognition, has been a subtle form of enslavement. Not the kind enforced by chains or kings, but a quiet captivity woven by his own desires. The Greek cynic Diogenes understood this truth before most dared to see it. When Alexander the Great found him lying in the sun and asked what he could do for him, Diogenes replied simply, "Stand out of my light." It was not defiance alone. It was liberation. A man who needs nothing cannot be bought, cannot be ruled, and cannot be humiliated. His poverty was his armor, his detachment, his throne. This scene, recorded across centuries, continues to unsettle us because it reverses every value that society teaches. We are told from childhood that fulfillment lies in acquisition of things, of people, of titles. Yet the moment one attains these, they dissolve like mist. The next desire arises, more urgent than the last, until one's life becomes an endless relay of longing. Schopenhauer, who saw the world as will and representation, wrote that all striving springs from want or deficiency. In this sense, happiness is not the satisfaction of desire, but the quieting of it. The man who no longer seeks is no longer tormented. The nature of illusion. Illusion is not merely false belief, it is the architecture of modern life. We build identities around the opinions of others, measure success in the reflections of envy, and mistake movement for meaning. We decorate our prisons with comfort and call it progress. Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher who ruled an empire, warned himself daily, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind." He ruled millions, yet feared the tyranny of thought more than that of men. The mind's illusions are subtler than any sword. When Diogenes threw away his last possession, a wooden bowl, after seeing a child drink water with his hands, it was not an act of madness, but of profound clarity. He understood that each possession was a promise we made to our own dependence. We become what we hold. The bowl, the coin, the reputation, all are extensions of the same disease, the inability to be with oneself, the machinery of desire. Every civilization, no matter how advanced, runs on the same engine, desire. It is painted over with different colors, economic ambition, romantic yearning, intellectual pride, but its fuel is the same lack. The Buddha called it tanha, craving, the root of all suffering. To live unconsciously is to be governed by this machinery, spinning endlessly between pleasure and pain. What we call the good life is often a series of well-decorated escapes from our own emptiness. Nietzsche saw this too, though from another angle. For him, man was not to extinguish desire, but to transmute it, to create beyond his cravings, rather than be consumed by them. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how, he wrote. The difference lies in the source of one's will, whether it is born from deficiency or from power. The free man is not without desire. He is one whose desires serve his higher purpose rather than enslave him. Freedom and the self. Freedom, then, is not political or social before it is spiritual. It is the recognition that one's inner state is not dependent on external circumstance. Epictetus, born a slave, understood this paradox better than any emperor. "No man is free who is not master of himself," he declared. What the Stoics called apatheia, freedom from disturbance, is not numbness, but clarity, the stillness of a lake that reflects the world without distortion. The modern individual, by contrast, mistakes options for freedom. We can choose 1,000 careers, partners, or devices, yet remain bound to the same restlessness. The problem is not that we want too much, but that we do not understand what we want. Our desires are borrowed, marketed to us, implanted through envy, engineered by culture. True liberation begins when a man learns to distrust his own impulses, to ask, Is this what I want or what I have been taught to want? The solitude of understanding. To live without illusion often means to live alone, not in physical isolation but in inner detachment. The crowd will always mistake simplicity for failure, detachment for coldness, and silence for emptiness. Yet every true philosopher, from Heraclitus to Kierkegaard, walked that same lonely path. The deeper one sees, the less one can follow the noise of the marketplace. Socrates, when accused of corrupting the youth, said that he was only awakening them from their sleep. The sleep he spoke of was not ignorance of facts, but blindness to the nature of the good. The unexamined life is not worth living, he declared, knowing that most would rather live unexamined than live truthfully. The examined life often strips away everything comfortable, yet it replaces comfort with meaning. Possession and poverty. There is a paradox at the heart of wisdom. To have everything, one must desire nothing. The Stoics and the ascetics, though centuries apart, touched the same principle, that poverty of desire is the highest wealth. Lao Tzu wrote, "He who knows he has enough is rich." This knowing is not intellectual but experiential, the quiet recognition that nothing external can complete what was never lacking. Modern man, however, cannot sit still long enough to discover this. He fills every silence with noise, every pause with distraction, because stillness reveals the truth, that all he chases are shadows of his own discontent. Diogenes, lying in the sun, did not possess less. He perceived more. His simplicity was not deprivation, but sovereignty, the state in which being itself is sufficient. Power and powerlessness. It is tempting to see Diogenes as powerless before the grandeur of Alexander, but the inverse was true. The conqueror ruled nations, yet desired admiration. The beggar ruled himself and desired nothing. Who then was the master? As Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Power without self-mastery is fragility in disguise. Our age glorifies power in its external forms, money, fame, influence, but these are only extensions of fear. The need to be seen is the fear of being nothing. The need to control is the fear of uncertainty. True power lies in the ability to let the world pass without needing to clutch at it. The return to simplicity. To be free is to return, not backward in time, but inward in being. The philosopher's journey is not an ascent to something new, but a descent into what was always there. In the stillness beneath the noise of ambition lies a strange peace. The same peace the mystics spoke of, the saints lived by, and the sages died with. It is the peace of one who has nothing left to lose because he no longer measures himself by gain. Camus once wrote that the only serious philosophical problem is suicide, meaning not the act itself, but the confrontation with meaninglessness. Yet perhaps there is another problem that precedes it, the illusion that meaning must be manufactured. When one ceases to demand purpose from the world and instead embodies it through being, life ceases to be a riddle and becomes an expression. The silent triumph. In every age, society mocks the one who needs little. It calls him lazy, strange, unambitious. Yet centuries later, it remembers only his name. The kings are forgotten. The wise remain. The triumph of Diogenes was not his rejection of comfort, but his refusal to participate in falsehood. His barrel became a mirror for civilization, reflecting its hunger back upon itself. To see as he saw requires courage, the courage to lose everything that was never truly ours. The illusions we shed leave us naked, but in that nakedness, we stand closer to the essence of things. What remains after illusion falls away is not emptiness, but truth, the kind that cannot be sold, taught, or inherited, only lived. The weightless man. The man who has seen through the illusion of need becomes weightless. His joy is not in possession, but in perception. He does not conquer the world. He simply ceases to be conquered by it. As the Zen master Linji said, if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him, meaning destroy every external image of salvation until only direct seeing remains. The freedom Diogenes embodied was not an act of rebellion, but of remembrance, a return to the natural state of being before desire divided man from himself. To live in that state is to realize that the world has nothing left to buy you with, and that this poverty is the beginning of the richest life possible. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.